In accordance with the Open Public 10:4-6 at SEEK, annual notice having been forwarded to the New Jersey Herald and the New Jersey Sunday Herald and posted on the bulletin board maintained in the municipal building for public announcement. Will you please rise? Take a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Moment of silence.
Call the roll.
Mr. Sherla,
Yes.
Mr. Diamond.
Yes.
Mr. Kamic,
Yes.
Ms. Crock.
Yeah.
Councilman Kusevich.
Yeah.
Mr. Mazelowski.
Yes.
Mr. Rossi.
Yes.
Chairman Wright.
Yes.
Ms. Snow. Mr. Taylor.
Here.
Mr. Wagner. Mayor Galati. Here.
Item on the agenda is a motion that is in order to approve the meeting minutes of August 5th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion. Second.
Mr. Sherla,
Yes.
Mr. Diamond.
Yes.
Mr. Kamic,
Yes.
Ms. Crock.
Yes.
Councilman Kusevich.
Yes.
Mr. Mazelowski.
Yes.
Chairman Wright.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Mayor Galati.
Yes.
Okay, next item is resolution. We have one resolution tonight, Daphne Lake and Dowdy Zaki, 237 Hudson Ave. The hearing date was July 8th, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve that resolution?
I'll make the motion. Second.
Motion is
Mr. Sherla,
Yes.
Mr. Diamond.
Yes.
Mr. Kamic,
Yes.
Ms. Crock.
Yes.
Councilman Kusevich.
Yes.
Mr. Mazelowski.
Yes.
Chairman Wright.
yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Mayor Galati. Abstain.
Okay, next item is correspondence. We have none. Okay. Escrow refunds. We have none.
No, you have one.
One.
A one?
I know, play up.
Okay, we have one escrow.
Yes.
All right, next item is bills. A motion is in order to approve the bills from Mott McDonald, Dolan and Dolan, New Jersey Herald, and Van Cleef. I have a motion to pay those bills.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Sherla,
Yes.
Mr. Diamond.
Yes.
Mr. Kamic,
Yes.
Ms. Crock.
Yes.
Councilman Kusevich.
Yes.
Mr. Mazelowski.
Yes.
Chairman Wright.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Mayor Galati.
Mercy's
Yeah.
first.
Next item is zoning officer report. Anything, Bill?
Nothing to me.
Okay, discussion. Old business. New business, we have none. Continuing applications, we have none. The first new application tonight is Harrison, block 50304, lot 4, 265 Block Trail.
Good evening, Chris Colavella on behalf of the applicant. This is an application requesting a variance for the approval to construct a new single story detached garage. It's a property, lakefront property with a back lot, having a paper road running through the back lot. And what we'll do is we could have Mr. Glasson sworn in, and he's gonna testify with regard to the lay of the land. And then if we could just have, if we could just have Mr. Harrison sworn in, he'll testify to answer any questions that you might have with him. If we could just have him sworn in.
Please, you swear to testimony about to get the sports, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I do. Can you please provide your full name for the record, please?
James Glasson, GLA.
And can you briefly provide your credentials?
Question of community service in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, practicing for approximately 35 years. I did before 60 years.
I know your license is up to date.
Yes, they are.
The board is up to no, please.
Yep.
Thank you.
And if we could just have Mr. Harrison.
Please, very good, please. Please swear the testimony you will give the story, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And you're the applicant.
Mr. Glasson, did you have an opportunity to prepare a plan with respect to the variance application today?
Yes, I did.
And is that the plan right before you there on the board?
Yeah, this is a colorized version of my sheet too.
So this is sheet 2. We'll call that A1, if we could mark that as exhibit A1. Could you describe the property for the board, please?
You follow along with me on sheet 2 if you want to look at your plan at the same time, but this is a colorized version of sheet 2. There's 2 properties associated with the application. The first one fronts on Papoose Trail. It's lot 4, block 50304. It's 25 Papoose. It's a lot that's 18,131 square feet. We're located in the R1 zone. This property has 164 feet of frontage on Papoose and an average depth of 65. What makes this property unique is that it only has an accessory structure on it right now. There's an accessory, I'll call it a garage. It's really a glorified shed. It sits up on stilts. You can't really park a car in it because it's not deep enough, and I wouldn't park a car in it because it's It's basically just hanging in the air on the back corner here. So basically it's utilized right now as a shed area for that property. It has garage doors, but does not really function as a garage. Also on that property is a driveway, and that driveway provides access through this lot and also through Squaw Trail, which is a paper road that separates this lot from the other lot. These two lots are merged by deed because get into the share a septic system between the two of them. But lot 5 is a lakefront property. 23,947 square feet. That has 130 feet of frontage on paper road and Squaw Trail, and it has a depth of about 215. That contains a 2-story, 3-bedroom dwelling without a garage. So what's unique about this property, this is a garage you can't really access. This dwelling does not contain a garage. And this driveway is a very long driveway that travels up to almost a knoll area where there's 2 parking spaces here, and then it has a pretty sharp decline down to the front of this house. Again, this property is also located in your R1 zone. Septic system that we put in about 1.5 years ago contains a treatment tank and a pump tank located down on the lake side of the existing 2-story dwelling, and then that pumps up to a disposal area that's actually located up here in the grass area on this property. So these were then at that time merged by deed because they couldn't be conveyed one without the other. So they are associated with each other by deed. Both of them comply with the coverage requirements, both lots separately comply with coverage and comply with building coverage, lot coverage and building. Lot 4 is slightly deficient in its depth, and that 100 foot is the requirement and 65 feet exists on the property. What makes this unique is that they would like to construct a garage, but by doing so, and this, I'm going to turn to my sheet. It'll be my sheet 3 or 4. This is a colorized version of it.
We can call it H2, please. You said that was sheet 3?
My sheet 3 or 4.
Got it.
That's a colorized. This is a blow up. It basically blows up lot 4, which is the subject property. It doesn't show you all of lot 5, but it shows you the front portion of the house. If you look at that sheet. What they would like to do is at the knoll of this property, and just to get an idea of the elevations, you come onto this property elevation 90. This proposed garage would be at elevation 100. So there's about a 10-foot separation here. Then the separation in distance from here to the front of this house. The house is at elevation 66, and this garage is proposed at elevation 100. So it's a 34-foot drop from the top of this knoll. So this gives you an idea of how steep this driveway is to get down there. They would like to construct a garage so that they could park their cars. Right now, they park cars up on this knoll, on this basic turnaround area here. And they'd like to propose a single-story, 28-foot wide by 40-foot deep garage. They would reconstruct the portion of the driveway to get into that garage to allow access to the garage. The garage is only a single story, 15.4 feet high. That lot still remains compliant in coverage. It still remains compliant in building coverage and lot coverage. The side setback, what's unique about this now is because this is technically a front and this is a front, there's 2 front setbacks that apply. So we'd be putting an accessory structure in the front yard. We'd be putting an accessory structure on a lot without a principal structure. So that really is what it is. And if these lots were ever merged or they were merged, still would be in front of the house. So technically, it would still be a front yard, traveling off Papoose through the driveway to get to lot 5, but we would look to put a garage here. There's a number of other variances, but most of them relate to the fact that garage sizes and accessory structure sizes are related to a principal structure on the same lot. We don't comply with the fact that we don't have principal structures, but I've listed a bunch of variances on the cover sheet. All those probably apply, but most of them apply to the fact that we don't even have a principal structure, so there's no way to basically associate those items with each other. One of the things I will say, and the applicant has some pictures, they've done an extensive amount of landscaping. I don't know if anybody went out to the site, but when they did the septic system, they completely re-landscaped the whole side down by the lake here, all the way on the hill. They've decked this out completely. This is a beautiful lawn area with, a nice white fence and plantings all around it. They have decorative stone up here, so it's a very nice looking property. They've done a good job of screening themselves in landscaping. I don't feel this will be obtrusive at all. It's not a high building that they're looking for, and they're looking for just a place to get cars and get the cars in.
Mr. Glassen, the roadway that's depicted in there, is it a passable roadway or is it just on paper?
So this is a paper road, and when you get to this point right here where it essentially ends right now, there's about a 30-foot drop. And then you have the neighbor's driveway. So if you look at your sheet two, the neighbor's driveway here is depicted right here. The drop from here to the neighbor's driveway is about a 30-foot sheer face rock. So
Wow.
this could never be constructed here. They would never be able to construct that road if they let this through.
The road's not passable.
There's no road
There's
built.
no road.
They're unimproved. Basically, our driveway runs through that right away. That's all it is. There is no road along the whole squat trail. It's just a series of driveways that access off and cross through squat trails. Very similar to all of our neighbors.
And we're just, for the boards understand too, that throughout that section. From the north to the south, that entire run of Squaw Trail of the unimproved paper street. Doesn't provide access to any existing or vacant lots that would require access to the paper street. So this property is already kind of consolidated by merger. Right, with the septic system, and most of the properties in that area have alternative access of their driveways and through other streets, so that. Paper street, the purpose of that paper street is effectively already vacated over the years since it was originally created by BioMap. So there is no necessity to improve a road of Squat Trail from the north to the south end of where it connects in. There's really no functionality of that purpose of that vacant.
So there,
Street.
so there were, pictures, I don't know if you got the pictures, if we could just have these pictures marked as A3. What I could do is have, Mr. Harrison describe, from left to right what we're looking at. So if you would, if you could tell us the top left-hand corner, what are we looking at?
Yeah, so the top left corner is the two parking spots that you referred to, would be the facing towards the front of the garage where we would propose to build it.
Okay. And then, same thing, if you go to the next one, second one to the top left.
That's a closer up view, so that's from the far end of those parking spots, and that's the site where we'd like to build.
Okay, and then the third picture, it looks like it's depicting a building with two garage doors. Could you tell the board what that building is
Yeah.
and what it's used for?
That's the existing shop. You can see in the other picture from the back, it's on blocks, so it's not suitable for a car, but that's what I use for my woodworking shop right now.
Okay, and so you don't use it for cars?
Do not. no.
Can't use it for
I
cars?
would not.
Okay, and the next picture, fourth one over from the top.
That is the top of the driveway going down from the two parking spots that we discussed down towards the house.
Okay, and then the next picture in the top right corner.
Oh, sorry, this is the side of the house
Okay.
on the opposite side. Just showing the elevation drop.
Okay.
Like this is the opposite side from where the garage would be.
Understood. Okay, and with respect to this new garage, the intention is to just park your vehicles in the garage?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you have a sense of the type of construction? Is it gonna be a stick-built construction? Stick-built, okay. Any questions about the pictures that were presented?
Yes, Chris, is this two properties or they were co-joined? I heard something and it went back and forth.
It's two, but there's a deed restriction that requires upon the sale, they both go. Can't sell one without the other.
And is there any reason why they were not co-joined then?
They can't because of the paper road running through them.
Oh, okay.
So they're not technically, they're not adjoining lots. They have a paper road running through the middle,
Okay.
which is interesting because when we're talking about this, there's a letter from the Lake Opakon Commission, and they characterize that lot as a lakefront lot, and technically it really isn't because it's on the other side of the street. The lakefront lot is where the house is, right? So when you're looking at this, and we could talk about that in a minute if you have questions about the commission's letter.
One way to consider that would be the application could be in front of us for just the one lot where the improvement is being proposed. Yeah, was that lot four?
Lot 5 just happens to be associated with it. because
Right,
it's-
lot 5 is associated because of the septic requirement. There's no feasibility for septic on one, for a home and septic on both lots individually. So the septic is provided on the adjacent lot. And the paper street's a paper street with no purpose anymore. So it's already part of the title of those two properties.
The
Each of
garage,
those two
the garage
parcels
is on one unimproved piece of property, right?
It's well, it's improved by access to the improved lot. There's no dwelling on it.
Right,
There's
and
no
that
primary
was my
structure.
question, how is an accessory structure built without?
So that is
Primary
one
at the
of
time.
the, that's one of the variances required, because
Okay.
it's technically on the one lot and it's two lots of.
Got it.
it.
Okay,
Let's say,
So it's a kind of planning formality of the zoning
I
that
understand
applied to
there's
this
a-
unique situation.
very unique situation.
it is, it's an anomaly. I mean, when you look at the way this is set up, I mean, this plan is actually a very good plan. If that road wasn't running right down the middle, the road's running right down the middle, which is really a road that, has no use.
I see the difficulty.
What you find with
Okay.
these filed maps is they were planned out for the opportunity to sell the lots and develop. But at that time, back those decades ago, it was more viable for somebody to purchase a lot and do a one-off build. And that's the way our community was developed. So there was never any developer that was gonna build the full road, which would have been the extensive cut and blasting to get through those rock faces and other areas. So you have a lot of this in our community and similar communities, where the geology kind of dictates that these paper streets have effectively vacated themselves with alternative driveways to each individual construction of a home.
Are you trying to say Hopatcong Borough has a plethora of large boulders?
Never.
You'd be surprised at how many municipalities have a lot of these paper streets that really just, they're already functionally not part of the equation, and so they're really already settled for the properties already.
The applicant could probably approach the municipality to vacate that section of Squat Trail and just solve a lot of.
That might be, that might be in the
Join
future.
the properties.
Then it's the old one.
property.
But it sounds like we already did, because. they
But
already
it's
have-
effectively already addressed.
It's
like,
never
the
gonna happen.
Formality of it is really just a cost to the municipality and or the app.
So you have two lots, right? You have a paper trail that goes right through their lot. They're already using it, they're already accessing it, the
Yeah.
lot. They're already doing a septic and there's no structure, so we literally did give it up.
You.
Well, not legally.
Technically, legally, I'll defer to him if I'm incorrect, but I kind of have been specializing this over the last couple of years, fortunately. Technically, you never owned it. You only, as a municipality, hold the right to receive it if it is improved to the municipal standards of a municipal standard roadway. And that becomes the burden, is because most of these roads really are not already, the ones that we already own, many of them are not to a true municipal standard. If we were having a subdivision to build, say, 20 homes on a 20-acre parcel that we don't have in this community, right? Other than the preservation, we're not allowed to build.
All I'm saying is if you combine these two lots into one.
Yes.
A lot of things go away. From the paperwork perspective.
Yeah, it's kind of a
So-
horse trading of which variances you look at.
Yeah.
yes.
So therefore, and they're already using it, so why not just go through that motion and just,
Because they already own title to the land and the municipality only holds the right to receive it. Municipality can vacate their right, and they can forfeit their right at any time. But if they were to do it, generally it should be done more comprehensively by the governing body to assess perhaps all of Squaw Trail or many others at the same time and do an analysis of all your paper streets. It's
100%.
it's kind of cost generative to an applicant and the municipality to address it when it's not really affecting the municipality. It just kind of affects the variances and the understanding of what's allowed.
Tangled,
Okay.
I believe.
A point well taken. I mean, that's,
The conversation for another.
We're not-
Yeah,
we're not-
there's
we don't have
a
to worry
lot of
about it.
municipalities that have a lot of paper streets
Yeah.
that are just sitting there.
Yeah.
and-
Well, we can always take approach that we can't allow it to build a garage if there's no, principal residence on the property either.
Right,
So
the
we can make
planning,
it more complicated that way.
Right.
right, but
Well, that's one of the variances
planning-
they're asking for.
right, they're
Right.
asking for that variance and the planning proof to that is relatively simple in
Been before.
the fact that they've presented the application as both lots. They own the title over all of that land contiguously.
And one can't be
And
sold
and
without the
they're
other.
merged together with a deed restriction because it's separate.
Right.
So from a planning perspective, it is already one piece of property. So there is a principal structure that can be considered on the greater parcel that the applicant is in front of. It's kind of just the nuance of the logistics of zoning coding, planning groups.
The board have any other questions? Mr. Glassman?
What's the proposed height of the building?
15 point, very small, single
Is that to
story.
the peak?
Yeah, to the peak. It's very small. Height wise.
What do you plan on doing with those overhead wires that run directly underneath that garage? No, there's wires that, as I was there's wires that go right to that house behind it.
Yeah, it wouldn't interfere with the wires.
Those wires, I mean, they're only maybe,
They're not exactly where the garage is. I know what you're talking about. They're not gonna accept where the garage is.
oh, yeah, because they're attached to a tree.
I mean, we would have to call JCP&L, obviously.
It's not power lines, it
cable?
looks like cable and telephone, but it runs, yeah, I mean, it runs right to the side of the, I guess, lot 7.
But if you just want 7 right here.
Yeah, it runs right there. There's 3 lines that run. Oh, I mean, whatever, they'll.
I mean, you could see it, you could see it in the picture, right? I mean,
They'll have to address them, but I think exactly where the garage is, they don't affect it, but if they do, they'll have.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it pretty good and it's right smack down the middle of the garage, so they're gonna have to be to one way or the other. So. And what's the plans for the existing garage that's gonna stay? Existing, okay.
any other questions?
I have no other questions of the engineer.
Any questions of Mr. Harrison?
Well, there is a recommendation from the commission for the incorporation of the renewable pavers.
And Mr. Glassen, we talked about the potential for permeable pavers. Again, and I brought this up before, it's kind of interesting because the commission's letter is based on this property being on the lake. And if you look, I mean, there is literally, I mean, I don't know what the distance is in terms of slope from the house to the lake, but it's really not usable. So none of the construction, none of this is going to take place anywhere near the lake. In fact, and Mr. Glassen will attest to this, the runoff will actually go the other way, right? Where the plateau is.
There's a knoll here, and this knoll, this area goes this direction, and this area runs in the other direction. So once you get this knoll area, from the knoll to the right, it goes down towards the lake. So where we're doing construction actually kind of tips towards the road.
I mean, it's basically a solid rock from
Correct.
front to back, so.
Right.
When the rainstorm come down there, you'll see all the water comes down there. Now it would just be worse, but it comes a lot there.
Right. I mean, it's a good point. I mean, I don't know what the pavers would do. The permeable pavers obviously would create less impervious structures on the property, but in terms of the effect on runoff, is it gonna really adversely impact, not having them adversely impact the concerns that the Lake Opakon Commission has brought up in this letter? Probably not, based on the slope and the way the runoff is going actually towards the road as opposed to going towards the lake.
I mean, you could put pervious pavers, but it's only 6 inches to ledge, so.
Right.
it's
That's-
Particularly in the area that they're disturbing and improving. You know you're right on the rock, so you're gonna get refusal and you're gonna get a no infiltration. You would have to look at somewhere else where it might be sitting on some soils out in the front to get some positive, but you're still gonna hit that underlying rock eventually.
Thank you.
Sure. Anything else?
I thought it was, I was at the property and I agree that it's very nicely landscaped and it is a logical location for the structure. Automobiles are already there, it's wide enough, things like that.
The only black spot on the whole property.
I thought a ball field would be better, but they want to have a garage.
No. Okay, any other questions of professionals of the applicant? No? Okay, seeing none, I'll open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? Seeing none, I'll close it to the public, bring it back to the board. And wait for a motion.
I'll make a motion
I'll second it,
What's the motion?
yes.
to approve the garage door. That's a design.
All right, we have a motion and a second.
Mr. Sherla,
Yes.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Croft. Yes. Councilman Kuzinich.
Yes.
Mr. Mazuliski.
Yes.
Chairman Wright,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mayor Galati.
Yes.
Okay,
Very good. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
have a good night. Thank you. All right, next application is Amador, block 30408, lot 8, 253 Lakeside Boulevard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Bern Heffley on behalf of the applicant. I have a couple of exhibits here, so I'll hand these out so that everybody has them. It's A1, it's a series of 4 pictures with regard to this application.
Just pass on here.
You're the only one that's giving testimony?
I've been at the applicant for just a few minutes, but, the applicant, Cindy and Ari Amador, the property is at 236 Lakeside Avenue. It's block 3408, lot 9. This is a lakefront lot. It's in a small neighborhood that drops off of Lakeside Avenue. And it has about, I would say, 10 homes down in that area. It's a private road that drops off of Lakeside Avenue. And all of the homes, a very tight little neighborhood down there, and all of the
Congested.
congested, yes, good. It's very tight down in there, and so, and the properties down there are all undersized, so everything that happens down in that neighborhood, basically, if you're gonna renovate anything, it triggers variances, on all of these lots. So this is, like I said, an undersized lot, 15,000 square foot requirement, and, we're substantially below that. So the pictures that I handed out, just basically explains the application. So if you take a look at the first picture, part of this application is obviously to replace that dock, which floated away. So that's, a dock has to be replaced. The dock is on the property line at this point. We're going to be moving it to the center of the lot so that we have more distance to the sideline. It's basically 0 right now. We're going to end up with about 16 feet. And so if you flip to the next picture, that's actually the dock when it still existed, the historical picture. And that's what's going to be replaced. And the only addition to that dock is that the L shape is going to be filled in because it's very shallow water in there and they really can't, it's not very usable. So the proposal is to have that dock moved over to the center of the property with the L portion filled in. And then if you flip to the next picture, you can see the gravel down here at the end of the lake. This is a section of the property that is basically falling into the lake. So this gravel area down here is going to have bluestone, slate, rather. Laid down, not concreted down, but laid down with stone, just the way this is. So we're just gonna add bluestone down there. And then the last picture shows these steps. And you can see the existing steps are on the left side. They're completely falling apart. So those are going to get removed. That area will be landscaped and going to be replaced with these nice new steps. That doesn't actually create any variance other than the impervious coverage, which is included on the entire bottom part of the property. Again, everything here is within 50 feet of the lake. And like I said, very tight property down there. So that's the application and that's what triggers these variances. So with that said, I think we'll have Cindy Amador come up here and she can give us a little testimony.
Ms. Amador, raise your hand. Do you swear to testimony you're about to give this witness the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
And you're the property owner, applicant?
yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
And it's actually Cindy Levitt Amador, just to be clear, and it's 253 Lakeside Boulevard.
Lakeside Boulevard. Okay.
Yeah.
It is Lakeside Boulevard, yes.
Yeah. Good evening, board. Thank you, everybody. It's our first time doing this. This house has been in my family for since the 1950s. It was my grandparents' home and it was left to my mom and her 2 brothers. My mom is here with us tonight. And Ari and I bought this home in 2009. And we have not done anything outside since probably 1950 something. And so things, certainly you can tell by the pictures, needed an upgrade, and that's why we are here today.
So basically the entire backyard of the property, if you will, has not been renovated for
Correct.
50 years.
Correct.
So we're basically doing this upgrade to.
It's improvements, for
Just to
sure.
Beautify your backyard and basically make it functional. I mean, those steps are a hazard down there.
Right.
Okay.
why don't we let's just go through these pictures again, because the picture speaks 1,000 words, and just explain what you're proposing to the board.
So, you can see, I guess, in the second picture, what the dock looked like when the wood was on it. When the wood was removed, we were really just gonna replace decking, and when we took the decking off, obviously, we saw the steel, needed to be replaced, so we stopped and came to the town. And, we just want to make it more functional by filling it and making it a rectangle. We also want to pull it away from, it's literally adjacent to the property lines, right on the line to the right side when you're looking at the lake. And so we want to move it over 10 feet and put it out straight. So it's just, so it looks nice from the top of the house, and it's just more functional for our family and to have friends over. And it will look nice.
And it takes it off of the side property line.
Correct. So we'll be in the middle, and we're doing that to be respectful of neighbors.
Let's talk about the third picture, which is the area down bottom that you're going to do the bluestone on. Tell us what was going on down there, what happened, and what.
So this was back in the day, concrete and pebbles. We have pictures of it from the 50s, 60s, and 70s for sure. And then when we bought the house, it was all crumbled and you couldn't step on it. So we just we took old wood and we just made a little section that we could walk on. You can see that I think in second picture, you can see just this little tiny area that we actually did it ourselves. We were young and just did it. And we were able to then walk there. So now that's removed, and we want to just put bluestone, and it's permeable. So that way we can walk. And when you're on the dock, you can walk into this area.
Okay, good. And lastly, let me look at that backyard, the step removal and replacement, right?
Yeah, so basically we were removing and repairing our steps, and we had damage to the steps on the left. And so we thought it would be smartest to just kind of take away again from the property line to be respectful of neighbors, and just kind of go a little bit more on our property. The stairs did get damaged, and that's why we decided to do that.
Okay. That's really all of the explanation I have from Ms. Amador. So if the board has any questions, please.
When you remove the old steps, are you gonna do any repairs to the wall that's sitting against the steps?
Which one?
That was gonna be my exact question.
Which picture?
The wall, if you look at the last picture, when you look at the stuff going down, just to the left, you have a full wall that's sitting against them.
So that is not my wall, that's my neighbor's wall. The steps are going to get filled to grade with dirt and landscaping.
I think he's talking behind the steps, as you go up the steps, then that's a retaining wall. Basically,
Yeah, it looks like a retaining wall once you take out the stuff. that goes on.
So we're not clear what you're talking about. So where are we relative to the railing?
Oh, no,
Oh.
that's
the neighbor's
that's flat. That's flat to our courtyard. It's a flat concrete slab.
No, he's talking about the wall right here.
That's not their property.
That's not my property, that's
Those
my.
steps on your property?
No, the new one's here, correct?
So the steps are, they're kind of shared. There's a couple of inches on the left for my neighbor, and then I'm on the right. And they gave us permission because they are no longer using this area. And we're filling into grade with dirt and making nice landscape.
Yeah, I think the concern was when you remove the steps,
Yeah.
there would be, but
They're
you're not being removed, you're just leaving them in
Correct.
place. So there would be no change to the stability of the wall.
Correct. Well, these steps,
There's no, so what's gonna happen is,
I think
you're
have a
absolutely.
professional doing the removal, that's all.
Yeah. We have a professional landscaper doing all of this. But I think to your point, because it's a good question, this is going to get filled in. These steps are staying, so the structural integrity of that stays the same essentially. We're gonna fill it in with dirt. That's what the neighbor wants. That's what we want. and we're gonna landscape that area to make that look a hell of a lot better than it does. And up top is, it, like I said, that's a landing area, and these new steps you can see go right up to the same landing area.
And then you walk back.
And then that walks back to the end of the property.
So the steps are staying, you're just covering them over in landscape.
Correct. I mean, we're getting rid of the railing, obviously, and it's going to be filled to grade, so it stays the same.
The neighbor's property's just been renovated, very nicely. And, so we're going to, you know, renovate this and do the landscaping, so that both properties next to each other look very nice at the end of the day.
Keep up with the neighborhood.
Keep up with it, that's about right.
Well, the new steps look a lot safer than the old.
They look nice.
Thank you.
You know, the only other thing I have on the two surveys, and I don't think it was on the application, the floating dock, was that part of the?
Well, it was in the sense that it, because you have the two separate docks, that's a variance. You know, you have two docks on the one lot. There was no history of any zoning done for that dock.
So that dock, I can speak to that. That dock is a floating wave runner dock. So that, it's on a couple of PVC pipes that go up and down and float on the water. And that's a wave runner, one single wave runner dock that floats over there.
You take it out in the winter?
It does, it's removable for the winter and that comes out. Or is going to come out.
It's just a technicality, the fact that it's not pertinent to a dock that's appropriate setbacks, it is, the ordinance calls it a separate dock. Even though it's just a way.
No, you're absolutely right, though. Yes.
Any other questions in the applicant? No. Seeing none, I'll open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? Yeah. Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board for a motion.
I'll make the motion that we approve it. I'll second.
Oh, who's saying that?
Mr. Sherlin?
Hold on.
Sorry.
Hold on.
Hi, so we are 255 adjacent.
Okay.
We just want to make sure,
Hold on.
What's your name?
Michael Leonardi. It's a mother-daughter
How do you
house,
spell your last name?
Leonardi,
And 255.
Lakeside,
Lakeside
immediately adjacent,
Boulevard.
Okay.
yeah.
So you're
So,
the house with the steps?
yes, and I want to be clear. we
No,
don't-
no, the
on
other
the
On
side.
the other side, we have no problem with anything they're doing. With the only concern we have is the floating dock, which Bill has said is a permanent dock, not a floating, and it needs to be 10 feet. So the only concern on our end is if we want to expand our dock at some point, whether it's a boathouse or just making it wider, whether we're gonna have an issue with the floating. So as long as we know, like it's on record and that you know, there's no issue with the float, like, again, it's a floating dock, then we're totally in. Does that make sense?
Are we approving that? I mean, is it,
Yeah, yes, that, I mean, this would.
that's permanent.
Well, let me just say one thing. Well, see, the scenario is that I was asked, is a floating dock, or is it a permanent dock? From the zoning standpoint, I look at the floating dock exactly the same 10-foot setback that I do with the permanently built a fixed dock. So, you know, yes, the floating dock can absolutely be pulled out in the winter and put back in the summer. But it's still a dock and it's held to the same standards that
Okay.
that would be.
Well,
conventional.
I think a simple fix is that you have 5 feet off the proposed dock.
Yeah.
Bring that right to the dock and that'll give you 10 feet between the side of that floating dock to the property line.
Yeah, we can most
So
certainly move it. up.
How, what's the measurement now? Do we-
5 feet.
We can move it over to make some more room there. Like I said,
That's a floating dock.
they're the floating
That's a.
jet ski dock. I mean, everybody's familiar with them. You can put them anywhere.
Yeah,
So there's no problem. We can move it over.
okay, just maintain 10 feet from the neighbor's property.
That's a boat.
If
that's a boat lift.
No.
if that's a personal watercraft lift type of scenario. Once you snuggled up against primary dock.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah, Okay, well, listen, as long as you're in agreement to
Yeah,
keep that
and then
tight to
remove
the
the-
thing, to maintain the 10 feet to your neighbor's
We
property.
can,
then-
we can agree to that condition as part of the resolution.
Okay. You good? Good. Okay, thank you. Anybody else from the public wish to comment on this application? Seeing none, I'll close it to the public and bring it back to the board for a motion.
I'll second it.
And that's the 10 feet from the
Yes,
dock.
that it has to be maintained 10 feet to the property line.
Everybody good with that? All right.
All right, we have a motion and a second.
Mr. Sherwood,
I'm gonna pass one second.
that's okay. You want to hold on for a second?
We'll trust a second.
Just. That's what the total about. So this boat lift here, what is the boat lift? Is this a boat lift or
What
is this?
page are you looking?
That's,
On the first page.
yeah, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the jet run at the, you see the PVC, do you see the PVC pipes? The white PVC pipes? We're talking about that floating dock that's riding up and down the PVC pipes.
And don't look at the thing next to it. That's being
That's-
sold.
That's going, the boat lift.
So the boat lift will go.
Going, yeah.
It's just going to be
Yeah, we-
a rectangular center of the property.
Correct.
Approximately.
That,
For the dock.
So this is going.
No, we're talking about this picture, we're talking about the PVC pipe there, and you can see the floating dock right at the bottom of it.
Yeah,
That's what we're talking about. So that's the removable, wave runner dock, and we're gonna make sure that that maintains the side yard distance of 10 feet.
right. And this has no effect on what the neighbors talk
No.
about.
No, he's concerned about this, and like I said, we're willing to agree to that condition.
May I ask one question, just the primary boat lift,
Yes,
that's gonna be moved and set up against the side of
the
the
dock,
The new dock.
dock.
that's correct,
Is the width of that no more than 11 feet?
that's correct,
Sounds good. Thank you.
because that keeps us within compliance.
In the water.
Yes.
Okay, you go with everything?
Brings you to the.
Mr.
We
Sherwood,
have a motion and a second.
motion and second we have with the 10-foot floating. Okay, Mr. Sherwood,
Yes.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Cameron,
Yes.
Ms. Crock.
Yes.
Councilman Kuzic,
Yes.
Mr. Mazelinski,
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mayor Gillette.
Yes.
Okay, I'm good to go.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Have a good
you.
night. All right, next application is Malanga, block 30501, lot 42, Pickerel Point Road. I think there was a typo on the agenda that said applicant is proposing to build a new single-family residence.
Yeah,
Sorry.
He's staying in the old residence.
So you're just renovating the property between the boathouse and that.
Yeah.
I just
So,
wanted to get you a new house.
Thank you.
Getting there right. there.
Yeah, right.
A little bit.
okay, so, again, Bern Heffley on behalf of the applicant, I haven't changed my name, I'm still Bern Heffley. And the owner here is Joe Malanga, and the property's 5 Pickerel Point Road, block 30501, lot 42. Now, this application is actually strikingly similar to the last one that I just presented. It's basically a renovation of a backyard that hasn't been touched in the last 40 years. And a little bit different than the last application. This application and what we're proposing, you can see on the plan here, these are the existing conditions over here. And these are the new conditions. So we're basically in this application, creating some new retaining walls and some new patio areas here. And replacing all of these existing walls and patio areas that are in the backyard right now. And what's nice about this application and the way Ms. Malanga has designed this is we actually don't trigger any variances whatsoever with regard to everything she's proposing. And we actually are reducing the impervious coverage from what we have out there right now. So why are we before the board? The construction's taking place within 50 feet of the lake. And that's the only reason we're here. However, the entire yard is within 50 feet of the backyard of the house, backside of the house to the lake is 51 feet. So the entire backyard is within 50 feet of the lake, and also the entire backyard has been previously disturbed and is constructed right now. So there's no way to fix anything without constructing within 50 feet of the lake. So it's a classic hardship variance because she can't do anything on this property because of the size and configuration of it. It's a classic hardship, and on top of it, what she's proposing is a major renovation and aesthetic improvement for the lake compared to what's there now. So that's the application. Joe, you wanna come in for a second? We can have Ms. Malanga sworn.
Please sort of testimony about to give a story, the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth,
I do,
and you're the property owner, applicant.
yes.
Thank you.
So Jill, how long have you owned this property?
We bought it in 96.
96? And when you bought it, was it basically in this configuration?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, and we did some landscaping and obviously painting and things. We put a hot tub out there, but other than that, yeah, it was the same kind of layout, yes.
Okay, so it's been like this for quite some time, and is it fair to say at this point it's tired and old and somewhat dilapidated?
Very tired and actually a little dangerous going down to the lakefront because the stairs going down are like, one step's this steep and then the next one's like this and there's no railing, so. When we redid the outside of the house a couple of years ago and made it very pretty with beautiful stonework and hardy plank. Trying to live up with the Joneses in the neighborhood and Pickerel Point over there. We wanted to make the stonework down on the lakefront the same way. And that's like old gray beat up block. And we're gonna move the hot tub on top of the boathouse.
See how you like it up there.
Yeah, we don't get up
So
there.
there are some,
Better view.
there are some major safety improvements as part of this also.
Major safety improvements, plus we'll be able to landscape better because what's down there right now is just very old bushes that have been there since we've been there.
And you specifically designed it so that you don't trigger any variances, and in fact,
Correct.
you reduce the impervious coverage.
Correct.
Which the Lake Hopatcong Commission is very happy about, and they mentioned that in their letter to us.
But
So, and that's essentially the application.
yeah, just to improve.
So the only variance like I said, is construction within 50 feet of the lake. It's a hardship variance, and we think that the benefits of that new layout and configuration, far outweigh any deficits.
Any board members, any questions of the applicant? No?
I had a chance to go there and view it, and I believe it's a definite improvement, and it's not, it's a de minimis issue as far as zoning.
Thank you.
Bringing it up next. Okay, I'll open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? Seeing none, I'll close it to the public and bring it back to the board for a motion.
I'd like,
Second?
second,
Okay, we're in motion in a second.
Mr. Trillo,
yes.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Henry,
Yes.
Ms. Croft,
Yes.
Councilman Vucevic.
Yes.
Mr. Metzger.
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mayor Galati.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you, board.
very good. Thank you. Okay. Okay, next application is German,
Thank you,
Block
everyone.
31704, lot 20, 17 Elba Ave. Board member Academic is stepping down for this application.
Do I need?
So, while she's coming up.
Mr. Rossi.
Mr. Calabella?
Yes, good evening. This application is for a variance for approval to construct a two-slip boathouse with a roof patio and a floating dock for 2 jet skis. And the area on the lake is particularly suitable when you look at it from the lake. There are no other docks in the immediate vicinity. And the properties there are actually larger lots on the lake. So what I'd like to do is have Mr. Carriega and Mr. German sworn in if I could, and have Mr. Carriega describe the lot and the project.
For the testimony about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I did. Can you please say your name for the record, please?
Jeff Carriaga from Carriaga Engineering.
And can you briefly provide your credentials?
Yeah, I've been with the license in the state of New Jersey since 1991. And I've been doing this for years.
And your licenses are current and up to date?
Yes.
And before it's up some other.
And, Mr. German, if you have him sworn in, please.
Mr. Chairman, do you swear that, raise your hand, please, do you swear the testimony you will give the story is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Only truth.
And you are the property owner applicant?
Yes.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Carriego, if you would, did you have an opportunity to prepare a plan, in conjunction with Mr. German's, request to, build this boathouse?
Yeah, we are, the plans that we submitted to the borough, April 29th, it's a three-page site plan, which is various plans set, and we also submitted a house.
All right, so let's start with the first plan, we'll call that A1, the 42925 plan, showing the, details of the site.
So this is sheet 2 of 3 of the plan set. So basically, there are two things being proposed here. We're proposing a hot tub, 8 by 20 hot tub up by the house, and proposing a 39.5 by 40 boathouse. Basically, there's existing non-conformities, lot width, of the property, front yard setbacks, side yard setbacks. So we are not proposing any changes to that. We are, the variances that, we are required is, a structure within 50 feet of the lake, and the maximum number of accessory structures on the property. So I think it's rather straightforward. He's just really replacing an existing a dock that's down at the lake right now with a larger boathouse. There is a boathouse next door that's approximately 110 feet away. There's another boathouse next door that's approximately 85 feet away. So really, nothing is close and interrupt with each other or the neighbors as far as any kind of boat maneuvering or anything like that. The shape of the property and the topography, you really can't even see what's going on the neighbor's property. If I couldn't see what was going on, both of us without seeing the property. So it really gives some pretty good isolation for what he's proposing to do. I put up the second street, the boathouse. This is
We'll call that A2.
A2. And this is dated February 14th of this year. And it shows the overall boathouse layout. Vlad has an existing boat, 24.5 foot long boat that he wants to boat to have a duplicate slip. For a second or some other facilities. It's rather attractive looking, I think, boathouse with the arch doors. And you'll have a railing on top. He is planning on putting a prefabricated structure for leisure and storage on top. This does not have any kind of plumbing or anything in it, so it's not, can't be considered a house. It's really just a party room for all practical purposes on top. And that's pretty much it for the boathouse. There is some issues with regard to coverage on the property. Within a lot, water lot area.
What is that you're referring to?
So this is our cover sheet, sheet 1 of 3. We have a breakdown of the water lot area.
I will call that A3, sheet 1 of 3.
So the existing water lot area is 14,426 square feet. So the existing water lot coverage is only 1.16%. When we put in the proposed boathouse with docks, we come up with a total of 1,837 for the boathouse. The dock is 130, which totals not 1220 like I showed. It does have the right total, it leaves at 1,977 square feet for a total of 13.7%, which is within 15% of the ordinance. So there really is not an issue with water lot coverage. We did receive a letter from the Lake Hopatcong Commission indicating that the boathouse ordinance requires a maximum of 10% lot coverage, and our boathouse does have a larger lot coverage, or water lot coverage. So we are requesting a variance for the slate boathouse. But again,
What is the percentage, Mr. Carrier?
It's 10.9%.
10.9, okay.
So other than that, we're only increasing the impervious coverage of about 0.1%. The maximum lot coverage is 25% in the zone. We have 27.0 existing, and it's only 27.1 proposed on the next true platform. So we are requesting a de minimis additional lot coverage variance for the one of the
And with respect to the unit on top of the boathouse, is that a prefabricated unit or is that, how is that? It is right here.
That's prefabricated unit, Ralph might have to.
Yeah, there.
With the council home.
So if you would, Mr. Dillon, could you explain what it is that you're planning on putting on the top of the boathouse? Yeah, let's mark that as, we'll mark that as A4.
So that's cell as it is. So you don't have to build a structure that's modern, look very nice. That's what we're planning to put on top of the boathouse.
How you plan on getting that down there?
That's already another story.
Okay.
It's delivered in the container fully. I hope it's gonna be either by the land, either by the barge, but that's what we're planning to install it.
So
It's not heavy.
that structure has no plumbing, no bath, no nothing, it's just for.
Yeah.
Get out of the rain.
What's
Yeah.
the square footage of it? The one you're proposing?
I believe it's
12 by 30, correct?
12 by 30, correct.
Right, and it looks like,
mhm,
and it looks like that.
absolutely.
Okay.
It's like, you know,
What is the overall height of the structure out of the?
Mr. Carrier, the overall height of the structure, once we put the unit on top of the boathouse, what's the overall height?
Sure, like what, 89 feet, somewhere. Hours.
20 feet 6 inches.
What is it, 26?
20 feet 6 inches.
Noriega, what's gonna be the overall height of both structures?
That's what he said, 20 feet 6.
20 feet 6, thanks, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Well, no.
Yeah.
What the heck we do?
Now, where, this particular structure, where on the boathouse is that gonna be placed?
What's the height
restriction?
It's 18, it's 18.
So we're over height restriction, so.
So he's asking for that variance?
Yes.
Is he asking for that variance?
So where exactly will it be placed, if you can point out for the board, Mr. Carrier?
Yes, if looking at the boathouse from the lake, the structure is proposed to be. Doors.
Okay, and then what's the other side gonna be, above the other garage, just decking?
That being furthest from the neighboring side.
The boathouse is exactly in the middle between
Yeah,
both,
okay, right.
right in the middle. It's almost 100 feet to
Okay.
each neighbor. And again, what's the purpose of the accessory structure on top of the boathouse? So that's gonna be like, this one is gonna be like the patio where we're gonna be able to sit, and hang out on the lake. Right. Me personally, I love fishing. This one is to hide it from the rain or from the heat. It's all glass, right? It's again, it's fully prefabricated, it's my beliefs is gonna be look much nicer than if you would build it by yourself. Okay, and gonna stay much longer without maintenance.
But the problem is using that structure puts you over the maximum height for the boathouse.
Say again?
it puts you like 20 feet, 21 foot almost, right?
It's about 2.5
20
feet
feet,
over,
yeah.
yeah, 2.5 feet over.
Yeah, and the maximum is 18 feet.
Correct. That's
So if you
correct.
build something, at least you could stay within 18 feet, but if you're not building something, then that's gonna push you over.
Well, that's certainly true. Yeah, and there's no question. That's
I
why,
don't think you can really come down too much, see, I mean, the boathouse itself is 10 feet.
right.
That's what I was just looking.
You know what I'm saying, there's
Really
really,
clearance and then the gap space above if
yeah,
you're
I mean,
gonna, if you're gonna hoist.
you really can't come down much more, you know, there's not. And the only good thing is it is not a gable roof on it, which would add, it's basically a flat roof. Yes.
I have a question. Are these railings 36 inches high at least? Yep.
Any other question?
Any questions for the?
Is there any way we could shrink down the size of the boathouse a little bit? I think it's way too wide,
Too wide?
yeah, way too wide.
I mean, what is the overall width, 39?
No, it's 48 if you take the.
You could almost lose 12 feet by taking that 6'9" out of each side and just not have the sides.
Bobby, here's the boathouse is 39.5, and then you have 4 foot on either side of it as a walk pathway.
Yeah.
So it's another 8 feet, just like.
No, I think the overall width, Steve, with the walks is 39.6. With all this, so.
Are you sure? Because I see those.
That's the building without the. Right, yeah, that's.
But it's
big.
because you've got the two 10-foot slips, you've got the 5 foot.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have something inside.
Sure,
So
sure.
3 foot would be an absolute minimum that you would think.
And then
How
you have
many
a.
feet is that, Mr. Gary?
This is 6 feet 9 inches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you drop that 6'9" down with 3 foot on each side, that's more than enough to get off a boat.
I mean, I did little numbers here, if you kept the sides 5 feet, both sides. Did away with the 5 foot thing between the slips. Tighten that up, I mean, that brings you down to 32 feet. I mean, that's a little bit more in line.
Okay, so you suggested maybe we lose 8 feet somewhere. but-
Well, I mean, you have a catwalk between the two slips, correct?
Well, if, as opposed to, basically, I think, Vlad has a whole different desire for the structure on the inside there. We had this discussion about if we had to shrink it down, what would we do?
Yeah.
So he would prefer, and again, I don't think we're messing with any ordinance requirements. He'd prefer to keep the width and shrink down
The depth,
the depth of it, because he's got this big storage area. And he could shrink that down and still have room to store stuff on the walls on each side and be able to get out of the boat too.
I'm also
So-
assuming that you wanted that middle walkway because it's rocking and rolling out there.
Absolutely.
The
That part of the
amount
lake.
August weekend traffic versus the amount of damage your boat could do by hitting the sides of
Absolutely.
right up just one area.
So what we would propose to do is, so hold this 39.6 dimension right here. Take this 40-foot dimension and bring that down to 36. 36.5 feet. That will, 39.5 by 36.5 gives you exactly 9.99% boathouse coverage. So we do under 10% boathouse coverage. We eliminate, water lot area coverage issues by changing that boathouse. We still need a little bit of an extra bell for the regular lot coverage and the water lot coverage just for hot tub. But we would be willing to shrink it down to meet that 10 foot. We'd like to keep that 39.6 again. Still feeling like this direction. And we've got rid of a couple of our variances.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we satisfy
say
the
that
lake
the
commission.
length would be logical if you don't have an immediate need for 2 30-foot cigarette boats. You know, to be parked there, which I saw one boat, it didn't look like a 30-foot cigarette boat. But that seemed to be the.
That's not my plans,
Yeah,
no.
okay, yeah, so it's more like for leisure boating, right?
Yeah, we have right now pontoon, so we probably gonna just upgrade it for the newer pontoon.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm fisherman, so I need fishing problem.
Nice bag.
So I have a question. So there's also a proposed floating dock, you know, and again, according to the ordinance, the everything's not supposed to exceed whatever that percentage was.
Well, we do, we included it all and we are now.
And that includes the floating dock.
Yeah, because the calculation was down at, what, 10,995.
It's down under
And
10
now,
now.
and now with the adjustment, you're just under the, and that's
It'll be
included.
it'll be at 10.
Right, it'll be rounded up to 10, right?
And that's what the Lake Opaco Commission recommended also. They
Floating,
recommended that.
the floating dock is this little box right on the side of it.
Well, it's a little box, but it's 5 by 13.
Yeah, but it's included in the
Yeah.
calculation, so we're including that.
I mean, just a map is. The width of it.
Yeah,
It's just-
yeah.
I
think that's what's starting to happen in town, just people are just starting to build bigger and bigger, and it's getting a little out of hand. Think it needs to.
I think you're gonna have to.
Oh, we're not asking for any variances for a boathouse, we're not asking for anything for the boathouse.
Other than the height.
If somebody comes in with 250, 260 feet of frontage, like Vlad has, well, they can build a boathouse as big too. If they come with 100 foot wide, of course they can't put a boathouse down there. But look at the size of the neighboring boathouses at Island Line, they're all big. Everything's big here, this is Elba Avenue, all the houses are big, everybody's got lot areas. It's
Also by neighbors, they have very massive boathouses.
Was if I recall correctly, there was a house next to this that had a boathouse that I think caught on fire and then was rebuilt.
Absolutely.
I was in front of the board for that about 15 years ago.
Right, but that was kind of built within the same space, or did it also?
No, I don't think it expanded. It was built in the same footprint.
Build the same
It was
spot.
built in the same spot and just
Yeah.
changed.
He's good.
But this would be bigger than that?
Width wise.
Yeah, this is bigger.
It's close in size, it's
He's
not,
gonna be longer, mine gonna be in this situation shorter, but maybe a little bit wider. Because he got massive boathouse. I was at that boathouse on his top floor. Yes. It's probably one
I
of
don't
the
know,
biggest.
in terms of unscientific thinking, just in terms of respecting boaters on the lake. I think it would be better to have something, shorter rather than scrunchier, you know what I mean? You're protruding less into the lake, and that would, I think. He's a better.
normally agreed to do that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look
We'll have
at,
to cut it back.
if you look at the topography, if you look, there's a little, you could show, there's a little flag, you see that little, it's kind of indented, right there.
Yeah, the rocks-
So-
the rocks
So
up
it's
down.
inset, yeah, it's
Yeah.
inset already, so there's not, boaters are not gonna be running into the boathouse, and so it's not really impeding on the ability of boaters to boat, it's actually in that little alcove there. So, yeah, so I mean, it's a point well taken, but I went out there earlier today, and you made a good point, I mean, it is rough, I mean, really rough, and this is a Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is necessary to have that buffer in the middle, so the width of it is,
Just to
the
tie
width
up
of it is,
securely.
oh, absolutely, the width, yes, the width of it is important, the depth, and like, we can make that adjustment and then bring it within the ordinance, within the 10%.
The run access bridge, is that proposed or is that just conceptual off of? I just don't see a connection from the rear of the structure out to an existing walkway or it's in the architectural
Right,
side elevation. But I just wasn't sure if that was off the spec or if that's actually proposed.
Right, you want to do that.
yeah, I mean,
There's, from the pathway, yes, a bridge.
Just as a,
about from here, you're talking from the boathouse, right?
yeah, off the back on the side view elevation, there's a run access bridge to grade.
What sheet are you looking at?
Instead of walking all the way down and then having. to
Or walk up.
there,
If-
you could-
Yeah, so that is conceptually, that's, is that flat out to grade as an expansion of
Approximate
the
grade.
top deck, or is that just like a 10-foot section of a double?
Just a
pass?
walkway, right, Jeff? It's just gonna be just 3 foot wide.
yeah, and it connects to the ledge.
Yeah.
There's a ledge there that, I mean, which actually would be a great landing spot for the end
Yeah,
of
okay,
the end of the walkway.
just gonna be off of what would be the left side when sitting on the water, looking back at the home, or sorry, the right side, sitting in the water, looking back at the home, correct? The orientation of the structure on top, is that oriented on top outward towards the water because of the style of that building, where the windows are and the access on it, or is there consideration of, with the consideration of the height variance? Turning and sitting back to the rear of the boathouse, so from the water, the appearance would be that it would be screened in elevation.
Turn it 90 degrees, is that what?
Yeah, by the front of the building, right? So just the consideration of that, would it still be functional? Is it left oriented, right oriented? Is it flexible in the spec options?
You have to tell me what you would like as far as the orientation.
I want that on this side, right here.
You want that open, or you want that?
No,
You wanna move the structure.
Yeah, but
But
that,
you don't, he's asking if we could turn it sideways.
And sit it to the rear, like sit it, if it
No,
turned
that-
sideways and sat above your
then
storage
we're
area.
gonna, then we're gonna close the whole entire, waterfront.
Yeah.
No, it'd be the
We're gonna
opposite,
be,
right?
so that's waterfront, that's a garage for the.
Yes, but
So that structure, where's the?
It's 4 feet step back from the front.
that's right, and so that 4-foot setback from the water,
Yeah.
you
So-
will
so
see
thi-
the
this-
height variance.
This,
Yeah.
this old
Right.
top structure is good, we wanna put right here. And that is gonna be thirds of the length side,
That's gonna look back to the house.
yes.
So you want a deck to look out at the lake.
Say again?
You're gonna look out at the lake.
Right.
No, but the narrow side of that structure points to the lake. And then the deck,
He doesn't want to obscure the view of the lake from his house too, by putting it sideways and blocking the lake.
Absolutely.
so that's.
Well, I don't think that would be, that house is so much higher than that, and it wouldn't bother that, you know what I'm saying? What's the matter
But
with
yeah,
you put it?
Mike. The discussion point is for the variance on the pipe to add this structure on top. That structure is sitting most waterward with that height. It's 4 feet off of the edge. And so if it's turned and to the back, then you have an open floor plan of deck in front where you're standing out to the water side. And so from boaters passing by, the height variance is mitigated, that 2 feet is mitigated by the line of sight up over the railing.
So you're suggesting
I
to
guess
turn that sideways and move it to the back of the boathouse?
So
The height is the height, isn't it?
I mean,
It is,
he
but the
he doesn't
perceived
wanna
height-
do that, because he wants to be closer to the,
Right.
I mean, it's 12
Right.
feet wide.
So it's
not
a
like
balance
the
of,
whole-
right. Right now, it's
Yeah.
oriented to sit over top here about 4 feet back.
Yep.
Right. If it was turned this way, then from the water, you most likely won't see much of that massing of that structure. Both from the side approaches, because it'd be the narrower section.
Well, I think turning it the other way, then he's gonna look out at 20 feet of deck
Rather-
before,
Yeah,
Sees
but-
the water.
yes.
But I mean, could the alternate argument be by turning it more going out? For safety, if somebody is in distress on the dock, you now have this structure blocking most of your view of the deck. You know, like say if somebody fell. With the thing sideways, you at least have an unobstructed view of the entire deck. Where if the thing is against the back, you've now got to look over the top of that structure to see what's going on in the deck. I mean, it just seems, it seems, one way or the other, there's gonna be a trade-off of something.
Yeah, it's
I mean, I don't-
discussion to be had. To discuss the height variance, so it'll be just.
No.
I don't think that's.
I mean, that's fairly small, and it's glass, so
Yeah.
it's see through, I mean. My concern is the width, I mean, I mean, can you bring it in a couple feet, just to, I mean, it's just a massive looking building.
It's like a fucking RV on top of the boathouse. That's what it looks
Yeah, it looks like, it's like a space shuttle gonna land on there, whatever.
Is this for, Mr. Chairman, are you gonna use this for like, observation of the lake when you're lounging, read a book and have your morning coffee or? I can be there at the winter time, fishing. Oh, okay. Telling you again, I bought this house, I've been fishing in front of this house for 20 years. I've been renting the boat. One day, I came and I see both for, the house for sale, and next week I bought their house. Right now I'm fishing right there,
right,
where I've been coming for 20 years. I bought this house since 2014. And
Don't tell anybody about your back
So,
spot.
the question that Chairman is proposing is that are you willing to maybe lop off a foot or two on each side just to reduce the width a little
but
bit?
we ready to reduce the length.
Understood, but they're voting on this and they've thrown out some ideas which would probably make it more palatable for them. So what they're asking for, it sounds like, is if we were able to take a foot or two off each side.
And how much we need to reduce on the sides.
If we reduced it by a couple of feet,
But I would recommend you hold the 5 feet. And on both sides of the slip and in the middle. Or the ability to get off and be 4 feet clear with the hanging or stacking along the wall for about a foot. So that if you have ropes and other things you can hang, but you have 4 feet of clear to get off the boat, somebody to navigate in and out. right?
4 feet on each side.
Yeah, so 4 feet plus the 1 foot of hanging objects on your wall. So say life preservers, anything else you might,
Ropes.
right,
What's the number then?
you lose 1.9 on each side,
put 6 less.
3.6 less in the total width. Which was what you were offering, and the reason I say that is also what you were offering
Yeah,
in the lane.
yeah.
So if you horse traded those two,
Yeah, if we
you're
were- if
back
we-
at the 999
if he was-
number.
I
Under that
was
variance.
okay with that, it would be 36 by 40, it'd still be 10%.
Correct.
And what we're doing with the height restriction?
Well, he's asking for a variance for that, I mean,
You really can't lower.
yeah,
deck
there's not much you can do with that, Steve.
Take tires off?
Huh?
Take
Take the
tires
tires
off.
off.
Are
The
that-
only, the
they're
only
offering-
reason I brought up the orientation was for the consideration of the board plan. If you're thinking about that variance and swaying the approval denial, have that part of the discussion so everybody understands.
I'm just really concerned about the structure, the wind level in that area specifically. How it's secured to the building, to go to the garage, the weight, what the load weight is. I mean, there's so many factors.
All of that we would take into consideration.
Well, I would hope so.
I mean, we could,
To follow up,
Bill O'Connor's not
Steve's
gonna
question
pass
is gonna be
anything unless-
secured to the,
Yes.
how is it gonna be secured to the roof?
It's gonna be bolted.
Some silicone.
I think what,
Side straps.
in an abundance of caution to make sure that when it gets to construction code. There's no issue with. Sequential permits, where it's not obvious that these structures are on top of each other. You would require that the permits are pulled on the boathouse and the structure being attached on top. At the same time, so the plan review includes the structural analysis of the bolting and all that.
Bill O'Connor's not gonna let anything, it has to all.
Alternatively, if you were to build, I'm just saying, if you were to build the structure now and 8-9 months later, take delivery and then file for the permit, put the other part on top, it may not be as obvious.
What's the weight of the structure that will be popping on the net? Would it necessitate,
There's no doubt gonna be steel beams.
steel
Yeah.
beams? Yeah.
Involved in the framing there of the.
I mean, they haven't gotten to the architect, I mean, we got a rendering, but the nuts and bolts of it, Bill O'Connor, it has to meet the UCC, so it has to.
So we've got,
Yeah.
Glad will get me cut sheets of exactly what he wants to put up there. I'll look at the weight.
The structure is mostly plastic and
Yeah.
steel.
And there's nothing there.
I mean, plastic and glass, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Plastic and glass.
All right, so you're willing to shorten it up, the width 4 feet, that will we come up with?
Yes, we be willing, right?
Yes.
36?
Okay,
36 feet and it'll be 40 feet long, but it'll be
Okay.
under 10%.
okay, well, he's under the 10%.
10%.
And any other questions of the applicant?
Are you removing trees to be able to do this?
I don't think so, it doesn't look like it's.
No, there's no trees down there, right? There's no trees in that area.
It's 2 trees, not, but they far kind of from the lake.
Yeah, but they're not gonna touch those trees.
I'm not planning to touch that tree.
Kind of it's a big drop off when you
It
get down
does,
to
it
the
does,
lake.
I mean,
It
listen,
has a
where it's
little
going,
windy path to get there.
where it's going is really, I mean, it's probably the best spot for, because it drops way down into the, you know, you're gonna look over that.
Yeah,
Whatever you put
tucked
on there,
into
you're
the-
gonna look, you're still gonna look away from the house, you're gonna look over.
Right.
You're not gonna, it's not gonna obstruct any.
No, it's tucked right into the side of the hill.
That's what it said. All right, any other questions of the applicant or the engineer?
So
Mr.
on
Clark, you have a
we're doing that, are we keeping it the way it's drawn out on the plan?
Yeah,
or-
that's the way, that's the way he's requesting. No changes on the orientation, staying, that's the way he would like to. Go ahead, Judy.
This thing is just so you can fish in the winter?
I can
The
stay
summer
here.
too, he can fish in the summer.
I've been
Uh,
fishing 2 days. but
Okay, so what's the difference between sitting in this thing fishing and getting a nice chair and throwing it over the,
If you're
railing.
fishing on the ice, because I'm ice fishing here all the time, I can show you a picture if you want. Okay, so when you fishing, especially at nighttime, and you put your tip ups, so when it's fish bite, you're going right there on the ice and pull the fish.
What are you planning to do for structure wise? Put piles in, I mean, drive,
Piles and.
So you're
but
not
he's gonna need a
have
bubbler
the
year
thing
round
to let
anyways.
the ice melt around your thing?
Yes, he had.
I'm very, very familiar. I break through the ice this year at least 5 times.
So you're not afraid the ice is gonna break through your boathouse? Okay,
I'm very experienced.
All right. Any other questions? No? Seeing none, I'll open this application to the public. Is there anybody from the public that wish to comment on this application?
yes.
Step right up.
What's your name?
That's where.
Kim Kadamick,
Can you spell your last name?
Kadimik,
'Em? And where do you reside?
11 Elm Avenue, Hopatcong, New Jersey.
Okay.
Okay, so, the first thing I have a concern about is the construction on the shoreline. It's a rocky shoreline that helps to defend against erosion from the lake. And we just wanted to make sure that that's not going to affect that part of the shoreline because it does, it does keep the erosion at a minimum. So I'm assuming that.
We are going to maintain the existing stone.
Okay, and my other concern is I'm against approving the variance for the building on the top. Because, he's already got a huge boathouse and now he wants to extend the height also. And I just feel like it's excessive and it's doesn't really fit in with the natural area of the properties that are on both sides of him and along with his own, in my opinion. So, that's how I feel, and I'd like you to take that in consideration. There's a lot of variances with this. And I just don't see why we have to go to that height.
Is it more of a design? concern?
I
mean,
didn't
if
see the
this was a-
design, I didn't see the design until tonight. I didn't know about that,
Okay.
the way that it looks, which,
I mean, most boathouses that we approve have that second story, the little, whatever, the room above it, and most of the boathouses on the lake, or a lot of them are constructed that way with the up and down. I mean, that's a very modest second floor, if you wanna call it that. I mean, it's 12 by 30, it's just a little.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
that it triggers a variance and I don't see why we have to go so high.
Good question. Where's your property in relationship to the subject property?
When you're looking at the lake, we're to the left,
One house?
one house.
So you have a boathouse then?
We do, but not anything near that size. We have a single boathouse.
Any other question? Any other members of the public wish to comment on this application?
Hi, my name is Barry Love. We're at 7 Elba, so we're 2 down from this. We think it's a great idea. So I actually don't know flat, I guess, but we saw the plans and this is really, we looked at it in the lake again today. It's really sort of tucked around the corner. You're not really gonna see very much. I love the UFO. I think it's great. No, but I actually think that it's great and I think that it's gonna be beautiful with this, with the stone. I think it's gonna be very nice. It's definitely not gonna block other boat traffic and I really don't think it's gonna look out of place at all, given the rest of the boathouses around, like you mentioned, the one around the corner that it burned down that's there. It's very large. I mean, this, it's gonna be, I think it's gonna fit in very, very nicely and really, you're not gonna know, you're really, it's actually hard to notice. You're really tucked around the corner there. When we looked, it was like, even like, where is this supposed to go? Oh, I see the dot. Yeah, it's really set around. I don't think it's gonna block anybody's view. It's not gonna be a problem. We think it's a great idea. So,
I guess he wants to go fishing with you.
oh, yeah, if, we already fished up there. I got some.
Please come over.
We're going out, no, we're going out on our dock already.
I'm gonna share experience.
Perfect. I need help. I'll show you what I got.
Please.
Okay, any other members of the public wish to comment on this application? Seeing none, I'll close it to the public and bring it back to the board. For a motion.
So just to clarify, it's gonna be slightly pulled back and slightly.
No,
Just
just-
skinny, just skinny.
Yeah.
The alternative, the discussion of that
Mhm.
narrowing
Okay.
was, what was it, 1.9 on each side? Right, to make them five, the 10-foot slip and the 5 all the way across. And then that was the same amount that was offered previously to shorten it.
Mhm.
So by trading the width by the length, it's still at 9.9.
Okay, and the impression I got that wasn't your first preference, you would prefer to shorten it versus,
I would like to have
right,
a
and if there's
wider.
no material impact on the amount of square footage. I'm just trying to get my hand around, this is big, I mean, it's big, but then I have to think, it's big, but so is the shoreline, right? So that's the issue. It's like, wow, I can't see putting this on my 100-foot lot, but it's bigger, right?
It's over
So-
200 feet of
so-
shoreline.
Yeah, he's.
If
It's so it's gonna
proportionally
lose it there.
different, then why are we making someone go away that they would not prefer?
Well,
If there's no material impact on,
the offer on downsizing the building either in length or width specifically could be tied to alleviating the variance on the Waterford, right?
Right, it goes from 10.9% to
10.9
9.9%.
to 9.9.
So it eliminates the variance.
So it eliminates the variance to adjust that
okay,
But we could have done that with the.
in either configuration.
so if
Or a combination of
if
both.
it's neutral, shouldn't the tie go to the person off being proposing?
Well, it's not neutral, it's as proposed a variance. As modified,
Concern was about the width from the board as well.
I mean, whatever he submits, we don't have, even if it,
Right.
we don't have to approve that. I mean, he meets the thing, but there's some concessions that can be made to make everybody happy.
and that
You know
was
what I'm saying?
one way, right? There's multiple variances
Yeah.
related to the structure. The height,
Yeah, right off the bat, the height.
the waterfront coverage.
So,
He's mitigating one of those two and asking for the relief on the other. And so it's part of the balancing of the
Right.
variance.
To me, it just seems like we're arguing about two flavors of vanilla. I mean, if it's still below 10, either way is below 10, but if this is the way we're gonna go, I just didn't
Well,
understand. the
no,
nuance.
so that's the preference of the board. If you want a straw poll between who prefers length over width reduction
No, I
that's-
don't wanna,
or
I just,
alternatively,
I didn't
the
understand
variance,
what
it's the
the-
two variances related to the structure massing or the one.
so he's asking for a height variance, so that means the whole thing, we can ask for this or that, we can make some
Right.
adjustments to
So-
make it work.
So
for-
eliminating one of
Yes.
those two variances by making a reduction is also a partial mitigation offering on
okay,
the other that still stands, is the planning argument.
But to be clear, his preference is to keep the width and reduce the depth.
Right.
That's the
Not address
preference.
the height.
But not address the height.
But not address the height, right? So we're eliminating a variance, still have the
Yeah, 'cause
height
it's
issue.
high.
It's very,
It's,
very,
it's
very tall.
2 feet 9 inches above, the ordinance. But the preference is, to your point, is the same square footage. It's just width or depth, where are we taking it from? And that's the issue. His preference, of course, is to keep the width and take it away from the depth. But we're open to, whatever the board, and perhaps a straw poll is the way to go, because we're open to whatever the board wants in order to make this work, that's all.
I don't.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
Could I be allowed just,
Absolutely, Andy.
I have no problem with the boathouse. I do have a problem with the structure on top.
I feel the same way. I don't have a problem with the boathouse whatsoever,
It's-
side
yes.
that, but the structure on top. is really-
I'm trying to find the right wording for it. Aesthetics would be one. It just doesn't seem to fit the lake with, when you look at the lake as a whole and the boat, I'm fine with the boathouse. It's like I said, it's the auxiliary structure. It just,
Blending of two architectural elements.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even mind if there was a second, a structure on top that would
You want
balance.
something stick built, would that be? your
Well,
preference?
it's something that Chris,
Yeah.
it's something that balances with the boathouse itself.
If he wants something stick built, he could also get the height down a foot and a half
Well, the
or 2
problem with
foot.
that is stick built, this has a flat roof on it, this
Right,
module he's put on. I mean, you're not gonna get you're not gonna
You're
get.
gonna get some form of a pitch.
You're gonna have a
some
gable,
form of
right,
pitch
you're
on
gonna-
it, so it's actually gonna be higher.
You're right, but I think the structure is about 80 years too early for.
Well, there's definitely a different looking, for sure.
So,
I mean,
Or 50 years too late, depending on if you're a 70s kid or something, right?
yeah.
Let's get our next page.
That's about what it is. Listen, it's certainly gonna be a boathouse for conversation when people are gonna buy it, for sure.
So is your thing that the boathouse could stay as proposed if the second structure was removed and?
Yes, I feel that it just doesn't work with the boathouse. The aesthetics of it in comparison to the whole neighborhood and.
So is.
We have a very modern house and that's a very modern structure.
Sure.
So that's really matching with the house. I understand what you're saying, but I don't believe it matches the boathouse at all.
Well, I mean, the house is certainly a modern looking house. I mean, if you took a look at it,
Right.
pretty good. I mean, it's just a different structure. It's certainly something we haven't seen before, Oh, let me.
If I could just add, there's really, it's really quite a sheer face down. I don't think the height matters, like, it's not gonna change, when you see it from you can't see it from the property. You can't see it from anybody else's thing on the back, so the only thing is from the lake. And because it's sheer all the way up, I don't know that a foot here or there is gonna make a difference.
Well, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Maybe not from your house, you can't see it. We look right at it.
Sure,
You're over way on the other side. You don't see it, you're not involved. You're way over on the other side.
no, I'm saying from the lake in general. Because
Because
the thing is like a sheer face up. I don't-
Okay, listen, if Mr. Academy wants to give testimony, he has to come up and get sworn in and give it.
Sure.
Chris, to
I
answer
was
your
just
question.
making the point that I didn't think the height
Yep.
really mattered.
about the stick built, yeah,
You know what? I would have no problem with that,
okay, even if it was a flat roof?
as long as it works with the pre-existing structure.
All right.
It melds together.
Could we just adjourn for like 5 minutes so I can speak to Mr. German and we'll come right back?
And so whatever you talk about, it's it's basically the same 12 by 30, so if you.
Yeah, no, we're not, the boathouse, it sounds like is not an issue. The issue seems to be the structure on top of the
Okay.
boathouse. So if we could have 5 minutes just to talk about that, we'll come right back.
Okay, we can bring
Okay.
in 5 minutes.
All right, very good.
Very
Put this
cool.
stuff up, bud.
I don't know if I was explaining it, but I mean, my thinking is if it's 10 this way or this way and it has same coverage in the ornamentation, he's the person that's gonna have to live with it, not us. And there's no change, there's no advantage.
The thing is.
It's very different years. 90 degrees.
Don't use what I say against me.
Why we
It's all wood.
They gotta give him something. And I know for a fact that he could bend 10 cents.
So we, we've had a chance to discuss this and, at this point, Mr. German is willing to accommodate your concerns. And if it's a stick-built structure, he'll make it within the ordinance height-wise. And he'll do what it takes to meet the requirements. And,
Put all the glass windows you want in. How's it?
well, that's, I mean.
Yeah, it's not the glass.
I know, it's so just to address your concern that it's, out of the Jetsons or whatever the concern is, he's willing to just, do what's necessary.
I have to take in all the, the entire neighborhood too, to,
Absolutely, absolutely.
for their property values also.
I would say the entire
Understood.
lake.
What's that?
I would say the entire lake.
Listen, it's definitely, it would definitely be a
Come
conversation.
back in 80 years.
Yeah.
Then that will
You
be
know what,
more
Bobby, you're
future
just
things.
you're ahead of your time, that's it.
Okay, so do we have any, he's going
It's gonna
to.
be the same size with the same height.
He's gonna
Same
drop-
size,
Yeah.
yeah.
He'll
You're gonna drop the
he
height
won't
a
need
He won't need the
variance.
height requirement because he's gonna drop it.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause he'll stick built.
Need the height variance.
That's all.
Everybody's happy?
All right.
Wait a second, so we're just talking about the boathouse, are we you're talking about a stick built on top now, or?
We're just talking about that piece that we already, I think, have an understanding
kinda
with
figured.
regard to the size of the boathouse and the configuration. It's just the top where the configuration, it's gonna be the same spot, but it's gonna be stick built.
Yeah, so it's gonna blend in with the neighborhood.
Don't you think we should see it first before we?
No, we don't have to, it's gonna be architecturally, it's gonna be the same. as
We
the
know where he
boathouse.
lives.
Consistent
Consistent with the-
architectural
yeah.
elements with the building.
What's the neighborhood?
Okay,
That's all. So,
you got a question, Richard?
everything's gonna be stick built
Yeah.
within our height variance.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta shrink it down a couple feet in width, so, all right?
Yeah, so we eliminated another variant.
Make a motion with all the new.
Two variances eliminated.
All right, we have a motion with the changes. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, motion and a second.
Mr. Sherrillo,
Yes.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Ms. Brock,
Yes.
Councilman Vucevic,
Yes.
Mr. Mazelowski.
Yes.
Mr. Rossi,
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mayor Galati.
Yes.
Very good. Well, thank you.
Okay, very
Thank you
good.
so much.
Have a good night.
Appreciate your accommodating us. Appreciate your time.
At this time, I'm gonna open the meeting to the public. Does anybody have anything to address the planning board?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
Seeing none, I'll close it to the public and bring it back to the board and await for an adjournment.
Judy,
Motion to adjourn.
second.